Hello, everyone, and hopefully this is working, but welcome to the Frantic Talks Podcast, episode 81. I am your host for the week, Grunt, and I am joined by he used to be our special podcast ghost, but his name is...
Freakshow.
Welcome, Freakshow. So the reason I'm hosting it today, and pardon for any possible technical difficulties we may have...
If it doesn't work, just blame Grunt.
Yes, that is very, very possible. You can blame me. But Frantic isn't here to host this week. He's out of town for the weekend, so it all relies on me. I really hope this is recording. Really hope this is recording. It's recording. Good. So just don't mind anything you see on the bottom. I'm sure it's recording. Anyways, if you want to find us and continue the conversation with us, you can find us on Twitter. Our main handle to get a hold of us is @frantic_talks. It's kind of right there in the picture, the image logo of the site. You can see just the underscore is implied. I am Onyx Spartan @ONYX. Spartan is in, like Spartan Wars and stuff like that. He is @Freakshow187. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I type it all the time, so I'm pretty sure I got it right.
Yeah.
And our loyal leader, who we totally fired for this week, even though...
Who didn't totally ditch us.
Who totally didn't ditch us, no. You can find him as @FranticJ3. Feel free to tweet to all of us, or just, any of us, one of us. He'll give you puns, I'll give you, I don't know what I'll give you. Sound advice. Frantic will probably give you a combination of memes and puns and sound advice.
Mostly memes, though.
That's true. Mostly memes. Oh, but anyways, you can find us there on Twitter. We have a Facebook page. You can go like. It's facebook.com, I think, /Frantic Talks. I don't think there's any fancy URL to it, but go ahead and give the page a like 135 other people have done.
If only they would subscribe to the YouTube channel. Then we could get our own fancy URL there.
Right. You can go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just, go to YouTube and search Frantic Talks. You'll most likely find us there. You can also go to frantictalks.com, the mothership, and you'll find all that previously mentioned information there at the footer of our website. I show it to you on screen here, but it's going to be behind one of our faces, so it's kind of a moot point. And if all else fails, that does not work. You cannot find us 110 times out of 10. Freak Show. What do they do?
You go to your favorite non-defunct search engine and just type in Frantic Talks.
Just type in Frantic Talks. You will find us, or your glimmer back. No comment for that?
No.
Alright. So, the biggest question for... typically, since Frantic, asks us how our week is, I'll get to that in a second. Question is, since you're co-hosting Freak Show, how many puns are we going to get?
I don't know.
It's kind of one of those, it happens moments.
Yeah, just have to wing it.
Alright. So, speaking of normal podcast procedure, how has your week been, Freak Show?
The week was good. Did Destiny 2 stuff. Did the raid with the clan.
Yes, got the clan engram from that, and thank you so much for that. I'm really liking the sword I got from it. It's nice.
Yeah, the sword is really cool. It's really cool looking.
I'm biased.
I think it has triple tap on it.
I'm really confused why a sword has a triple tap on it, but I'm not going to, complain any way about it, because it's great.
I have no idea, man. We did Trials last night.
Swords, so. Trials, that was quite the experience.
Yeah, that was the thing that was happening with Coach Cleek.
I am so glad you saw that.
Pay no mind to that.
Did you just throw something?
No.
I think you did.
I didn't.
So, all right.
You didn't hear the cats fighting in the back?
I did, yes, but...
Oh, okay.
All right. So you did some Destiny 2 stuff. Trials,
yeah.
the raid. Anything else?
Grinded through the Nightfall like 4 times.
Oh, I bet you have some fun tales from the Nightfall, don't you?
It was horrible.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yeah, so this week's Nightfall is a little rough, but to encourage the discussion amongst the greater Destiny community, I've seen from Nightfalls being hard or, should they be easy? So that's a discussion in its own right. We'll probably have some other day because it's definitely a good topic, I think. Endgame activity, and I do believe you also wrote a couple articles for us this week.
Oh, did I do that?
Did I do that? Yes, yes you did.
Yeah, I wrote one, challenges in video games. You can go check that out.
Right, the Tri-Weekly Freakly, a new challenger approaches. It's a very good article. I'll let you...
Pretty much just an echo chamber of whatever podcast number you and Frantic talked about challenges in video games in.
Oh, that was... I'm pretty sure Frantic links to that in the article, because I did see some reference to it at the end there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a very good article to maybe get you to think about maybe playing a game differently. So, I enjoyed it, and I think you would, too, loyal readers and listeners.
I mean, I enjoyed it, too. I wrote it.
All right. I hope you would, because you did write it. Oh, and the Chronicles of Awe have returned as well.
Yeah. R.I.P. laptop. It was a long break because of it.
Right. But, life gets in the way. So that does happen.
Yeah.
But Chronicles of Awe continues with the next... I don't know, how was... You do a month's worth of promotions, correct?
Yeah, it's all 4 shows plus the big pay-per-view. So, yeah, it's just a month altogether, 5 shows.
Right. So, that definitely does sound very, very interesting. It's definitely worth a read. Unfortunately, Chronicles of Awe isn't sponsored by Malibu Owl, so I can't make that reference here like I was originally going to, but...
No, but the Tri-Weekly Freakly is sponsored by Malibu Owls.
Malibu Owls Car Emporium. And before you ask, no, I haven't watched Southpaw Wrestling Season 2 yet. You
need to.
You can roast me later.
You need to.
So it sounds like you had a pretty Destiny-filled week.
Yeah.
Good. I assume that's it for your week then, right?
Yeah, besides other normal life stuff.
Normal life stuff, like throwing things at non-fighting cats?
You gotta break up the fight somehow.
Alright, so it does sound like you had a very fun-filled, eventful week.
What about your week? How was that?
It's been busy, rather. Played some Trials with you last night. That was fun. We kind of had a few rough first games. Just, we couldn't figure out how to function as a team. And then Coach Cleek came in and told us to not stack up and don't get picked, and weird terms that I didn't know existed because apparently they're used in Counter-Strike. And you know what? Counter-Strike strategy works. Let them plant and then go after them. So that works. But that was fun. I enjoyed that.
We also got infinitely better after Half-Breed started watching that stream that he was watching.
Let's not even mention that stream. I don't even want to know where they find these streams. So yeah.
We got
to what, 4 wins last night before losing our third and final game.
Yeah.
So I do understand too. You unlocked our clan reward for 7 wins because I saw that this morning on the app. saying that we had four engrams ready to pick up this week, so that's good. Let's see, what else have I done? I haven't wrote any articles, so I'm not cool like that.
What a scrub.
Right, it's just been mostly doing odd end things around here, though. Pretty uneventful. Playing Destiny 2, playing around with my guitar, so nothing too over the top, really. So yeah, that's about it. But unfortunately, I don't have a picture to pull up for our next article, so you're just going to have to continue looking at the Frantic Talks logo and the Chronicles of Awe. But
which you should read.
You should read those, yes. But they're kind of punishing, wouldn't you say, Freak Show? Can't believe it. I cracked the first pun before you. This is not right. This is not right. I really wish I could remember the one I said last night that I got you to actually chuckle at. It was legitimate.
This whole
pun.
podcast is going to be punishing.
Yes, well, I hope Frantic doesn't cringe too much from my hosting of it. But this week, the new trailer, or a trailer, I don't know if it's the first one or if there's been any others, but a new trailer for Netflix's Punisher series came out, and it's pretty awesome. I have to admit, you should really go watch it if you haven't. They use Metallica's One as the music for the trailer, and the way they synchronize it to the trailer, the actual footage in the trailer is amazing. I was pretty impressed by it. So that was pretty cool, I thought, and you should definitely watch it. It also has John Bernthal, who played Shane on The Walking Dead, for, you know, people that care about who acts like that, or who plays characters. We're digressing, and by me I mean, and by we I mean me.
You? Yeah.
Yes. Hey man, I said at the start of the week I want to host a podcast, so let's do it, and
here we are.
Here we are. Took me like 3 days to learn OBS.
Going from Punisher to The Walking Dead.
Right. I mean, typically, that's usually how podcasts go, but at least how this podcast goes.
What, you always go from The Punisher to The Walking Dead?
Yes. Yes. Tangents, man. Haven't you ever heard them? Tangents. We do them a lot.
I've heard of tangerines.
Tangerines. Alright. So, you should really go watch the Punisher trailer. I saw it because Frantic posted it on his personal Facebook page. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. So I would definitely advise you to go and read it? Go read the trailer. Yes.
Yeah.
Go read the trailer. I mean, you can turn subtitles on.
Turn on subtitles and cover up the rest of your screen. Read the trailer.
Right. You know what? If you do that, go ahead and tell us you did that, because I really want to know what the end result is. You got nothing? Alright.
I got nothing.
Alright. So, we talked about Destiny 2 a little earlier. You know, it's a huge thing that we play pretty much on a daily basis, at least for a couple hours. So, I mean, my God, I'm pretty sure our past 4 episodes of the podcast have been that.
I've never heard of this game before.
You never heard of this game, and that's totally the wrong part of the article to start in, so just don't mind this.
What are you doing?
Not being ready for this, that's what. But let's jump into the This Week at Bungie for this past week. They showed off a little bit of one of the really cool upcoming events, live events, I guess you could call it. I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling. But it is Faction Rallies. And taken from the senior designer Tim Williams, of the description for Faction Rallies is: each of the factions of the tower is having a rally to collect resources for its cause, recruiting guardians to gather supplies for their faction and destroy enemy resources. You'll get lots of loot, obviously. The faction whose guardians collect the most faction packages will be declared the winner. The winning faction will offer a really powerful weapon to everyone, but all who pledge loyalty will receive it with a huge discount as repayment for their contributions. So, from looking at it, you have to be...
How huge is the discount?
I don't actually know. I don't know if that's mentioned here or not. Let's take a...
I've heard that if your chosen faction wins, you can buy the guns for, I think it was like 1,000 glimmer. But everybody else who supported the wrong faction that's not named Dead Orbit, they have to buy the guns for 50,000 glimmer apiece.
That's quite the discount, I would say.
That is quite a discount.
Definitely quite the discount. Wow. Really makes you think. I mean,
I don't know about you, Grunt, but I am ready to rally around the family with the pocket full of shells.
All right now. All right, that's fair.
Gotta rage against the machines of Future War Cult.
Even though the Future War Cult robot lady has little robot hookups.
Even though she has little robot hookups.
If I get a faction package, if this is how it works, and you get a faction package, like you do, like gunsmith packages and that stuff, and I get a ghost from my very first one from Future War Cult, I'm going to be...
You're just mad because I was right in Destiny 1.
Every single time! I got a ghost.
Yep.
Even the last faction package from Future War Cult I got still had a ghost in it. It's like, why? Why is this logic working?
I have flawless logic.
Flawless logic, yes. Flawless victory. Oh, but our friends Arak Jalal from Dead Orbit, Lakshmi 2 from Future War Cult, and Executor Hideo of the far superior New Monarchy. They will return to the tower and ask you to pledge your loyalty. First, you obviously have to, reach level 20 and gain access to the tower, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't finished the campaign yet, just disregard that. You will also only be able to pledge one faction per character, so I totally may do what I did in Destiny 1 and rep each faction on different characters.
No, you just gotta triple down with Dead Orbit.
No. New Monarchy, man. Really wish I had a New Monarchy shirt. I'm wearing a red and white shirt. New Monarchy.
No.
Yes. But as they return...
I like the old Monarchy better.
Alright. Alright. But it looks like you get some pretty cool loot. Dead Orbit has some armor pieces. They got some shaders. I'm going to really be looking forward to what the Dead Orbit shaders look like, because those are cool. Looks like one has a camo pattern on it, almost.
Another reason to support Dead Orbit.
Another reason to support Dead Orbit, yes. They have their own faction weapons, it looks like. Looks like a pulse rifle, a hand cannon, a sidearm, shotgun. Armor pieces for each class. Future War Cult has quite the colorful palette.
Another reason not to support Future War Cult.
Right. Future War Cult loves Omelon, I can tell you that much. But they offer, armor sets for each class, suite of weapons, hand cannon. Can't tell that's a pulse rifle, scout rifle. The one's a scout rifle. The other one looks like it's a sniper rifle. I'm not sure what the other one is. It's another weapon. Weapon of mystery.
I think Future War Cult offers a pulse rifle.
Right. It's Omelon. I know that. Omelon's pulse rifles are pretty cool. Oh, then Dead Orbit offers their own armor sets, their shaders, which honestly their shaders do look really cool. They've got like a, almost I'd say, burgundy red color, or a maroon red color, with some black, gold, and like white highlights, some silver. So that's pretty cool. They offer an auto rifle. Looks like a couple auto rifles, honestly. A submachine gun and a shotgun. Love me some shotguns.
They'll never maroon you out on the battlefield.
Alright. Oh, but in addition to the, loot tables that each faction will have, there's mention of the very special weapon that they will offer if their faction has the most faction packages turned in at the end of the event. And here it says you'll be able to purchase it for 1,000 glimmer, or, if you're not supporting the far superior New Monarchy, you'll be able to buy it for 50,000 glimmer. Dead Orbit offers a really nice looking scout rifle. We always do know Dead Orbit has the best scout rifles.
Yeah.
So that looks interesting. Future War
I've also
Cult.
heard that Dead Orbit has been known to throw out a couple hung juries or two.
It's true. It's true. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
They can't decide who's guilty or who's innocent, huh?
Nope.
That's why you support New Monarchy. They don't have that. That's
why you shoot them 3 times and get a bullet back.
Alright. Future War Cult offers a pulse rifle if their faction comes out on top. If they really do prove to be a cult, that's kind of scary. New Monarchy offers a sidearm, which I read a tweet from some place, some person, someplace, could even be, I don't remember. But it looks an awful lot like the Halo 1 Magnum. Which is kind of interesting because I do see the resemblance and it's kind of cool. So.
Yeah, but it's the sidearm.
I don't know. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of sidearms. I do have a couple in Destiny 2 that I think are really cool, so I'm holding on to those.
That's another reason you should come support Dead Orbit.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm probably going to split up between each character, you know, support one, support the other two on a different character. It's kind of like how I did it in Destiny 1. But the question is, do I want to change up whose alignment is who? Because like in Destiny 1, my Warlock was aligned with New Monarchy. My Titan was Dead Orbit, my Hunter was Future War Cult. Do I want to mix that up? Yes, this is stuff I give thought to.
You remember that time, Destiny 1, when he was in the tower? I was on my Hunter, you were on something, probably your Warlock. And we ran into that other Hunter that looked just like me.
I do remember that. I'm pretty sure somewhere on my Xbox file share, I still have a screenshot of it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was weird, man. Like, same armor set, same shader. I'm pretty sure...
Even had my New Monarchy cloak.
Uh-huh. Right? That was like surreal. It's like, brother, is that you?
Right?
So yeah. When you earn your faction tokens, you turn them into your faction of choice. The event will last from... I didn't catch the start date for it, but it will last at least up until October 3rd. 2 a.m. Pacific on October 3rd is how long the Faction Rallies will last. I'll see if I can find the start date for it. September 26th.
Yeah.
So yes.
Aren't they supposed to have some sort of maintenance soon as well?
On Monday, yes. They are starting having maintenance for a little bit.
A little bit? I heard it was supposed to be like 6 or 7 hours.
You probably heard right. Oh yes, this week at Bungie has a bunch of cool artwork too. So if you're really interested in the artwork of Destiny 2 and Destiny in general, go check that out. They link to some of the pages that the artists have more artwork posted, so it's really cool. Did we foray into guided games for the first time this past week too, Freakshow? Or was that last week?
That was last week.
Last week? That was kind of interesting, getting to guide someone through a nightfall. I felt like I was guarding them at times.
Yeah.
But yes, looks like server maintenance will last for probably about 5 hours, if my math is correct. From 7 a.m. Pacific to 12 p.m. Pacific. Which I'm not going to...
wonder what exactly they're doing. I mean, I imagine they have to get ready for the faction rallies. Right.
They have to add anything in there, I would imagine. It's expected server maintenance and preparation for update 1.0.3.
The one about the faction rallies?
That's probably how it will be entitled if they put out patch notes for the one about the faction rallies.
I really hope they do.
I hope they do too, because it's amazing. So yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff coming for Destiny 2. I'm anxious for the faction wars. Freakshow, who do you think's gonna win? Give us...
Dead Orbit.
Okay, let's start that again. Freakshow, giving us your most unbiased opinion. Who's going to win?
Dead Orbit.
Why do you think Dead Orbit? Is it their ideals? Is it because they have a scout rifle?
Probably because they have a scout rifle.
It's fair enough, I suppose.
And their guns look really cool.
It's also fair enough.
And you can't go wrong with Dead Orbit.
You can if they're going up against New Monarchy.
You can, though, because New Monarchy sucks.
Wow, those are really some fighting words there, man.
You wanna fight?
Fight me. Come on, let's go. Let's go. You can't actually see it, but I'm holding up fists, so fight me.
Let's go 1v1. Right. IRL.
Alright, just give me a few days to get to Ohio there. Or for you to come to here in Illinois.
No, you gotta come here.
It's not fair, you have home field advantage.
That's exactly why you have to come here.
It's not fair. So yeah, personally speaking, I feel like Dead Orbit will win because a lot of people do support Dead Orbit, and they do have a scout rifle, which definitely helps. Scout rifles are kind of cool. I can't use my multi-tool to save my life now. I found that out the hard way. But just, you know, if we're going to throw bias into it, New Monarchy all the way. First people to give me a shader, cool ships. Though, I did get a Sparrow from an Eververse package, Eververse Bright Engram last night.
Did you get the Jousting Sparrow?
No, it looks like a normal Sparrow, but it has a Future War Cult color scheme to it, so maybe it's a
I've
sign.
got that one before.
Where's my... I don't have my spin foil hat to put on.
That was actually... I mean, no one has a spin foil hat anymore. R.I.P. spin foil. That was actually the first Sparrow I had got, was a Future War Cult colored one.
Alright. It
was ugly.
Alright, well, fine. You know, we're all hating on Future War Cult, but you watch, they'll be the underdogs and just upset everyone by like a landslide.
I hope not.
That's usually the way it happens, let's be honest here.
Yeah, but I hope not.
So, let us know.
If that happens, I will support Future War Cult through all of Destiny 2 on all 3 of my characters. If they somehow win this.
Alright. Is that a fact? Will you actually do that?
Yes.
Alright. You heard it here, folks. Episode 82 of the Frantic Talks podcast. If Future War Cult wins the first Faction Rally event, Freakshow will support Future War Cult through the entirety of Destiny 2. No pressure.
Really hope they don't win.
I hope they do.
Thanks.
So yeah, it sounds like some pretty cool stuff. I'm interested to see who wins. Let us know who you think will win. Who are you going to side with? Are you going to choose Dead Orbit? Yeah.
Best Orbit.
Worst Orbit. Are you going to choose the far superior New Monarchy?
The worst monarchy.
Or are you going to maybe side with the War Cult and help them take on the future? So, unless you have anything to say, Freakshow.
Don't let Future War Cult win.
Let Future War Cult win. Embrace the War Cult.
Don't let the robots take over.
Oh, well, it's fair point. Fair point. Tell you what, okay, here, to make this kind of a, quote, fair deal, if I get a faction package from Future War Cult, if I do, which I probably will side with one of them, or side with them on one of my characters, if I get a ghost from the first package I get from Future War Cult, I will support Dead Orbit through Destiny 2.
Alright.
Sound like a fair deal?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. So our main topic for the podcast is, and I forgot to pull up the article for it, I am not prepared for this.
You're slacking.
Yes, I am. But it's basically, it's a game called Echo. It's a stealth-based game. I'm pretty sure it's for the PC. Freakshow is going to know a lot more about it than I do, because I just found out about it yesterday or Thursday.
Yeah,
but
it's for the PC, and I think they said there was a PS4 version coming at some point.
Very interesting. So, just pop back over here. Tell us a little bit more about Echo. What is it? Because like I said, I just heard about it the other day when you told me about it. So,
well, I have no idea what the premise of it is supposed to be, because the article I read didn't go into that. It just went into like its main mechanic, and your main character is stuck on this ship or something, and this ship's defensive mechanism makes clones of you.
That sounds straight out of a nightmare.
Yes. And anytime the lights are on, the clones learn from what you do. You vote over a low-hanging barricade, and the next thing you know, you're going to have clones voting over barricades to come attack you. You perform a stealth kill on the clones, and you're going to have to watch your back.
Interesting.
But every time the lights go out, you're free to do whatever you want. The clones won't copy you. In fact, it'll reset the clones' learning pattern, so they go back to a blank state.
Right.
But from what I understand, the period of darkness does not last that long.
Interesting.
And there's collectibles out the ass.
Interesting. So it's kind of a stealth game that adapts to what you do.
It's basically my worst nightmare.
It's basically your worst nightmare. That's fair enough. So the reason we're talking about this game is we like the concept that it brings of where the AI in a game adapts to your playstyle. It basically learns from you. And this is something I've always thought was cool, you know. And I really like that concept. It's very cool.
It is definitely a very cool concept that, when done right, is terrifying.
When done right is terrifying. So,
because why do I want to go up against an army of people that think and do exactly the same things that I would think and do?
Right, it definitely is one of those things that could easily be from a nightmare, and you know, people maybe have that nightmare. But
yeah,
I like it for the fact that, you know, it kind of defeats the purpose when it learns from what you do, but it kind of forces you to play a game differently, you know? So there's a hallway, there's two enemies there, you just wait for them to maybe walk away, and you can sneak through that hallway. Well, maybe you can't do that because since they're creating clones of you, they're going to know what they're going to do.
Yeah, you sneak through that hallway, and all of a sudden
there's one behind you, sneaking through that hallway.
You're going to have a bunch of clones sneaking up behind you.
Right, so... God, when you put it that way, that sounds horrifying.
You lose some health, and you go eat. From what I understand, you eat bowls of fruit to regain your health in the game. And all of a sudden, you're going to have a clone who, when it loses its health, goes and eats and refills its health.
Right. So, you definitely are. It sounds like it would be a difficult game to play in general because you're constantly having to change your strategies. That's not to say it's a bad thing. Not at all. It's just, you know, like I said, it forces you to think outside the box. And
I have no idea how I would do it.
Right.
If we're being honest.
Right. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. I like that idea. It seems definitely very innovative, and that's something a lot of people want to a new game to do, is they want it to be innovative. I know over the years, you know, I play a lot of shooters. I'm sure you do too, Freakshow.
Sure.
So, you know, a lot of the AI that we're fighting when we're going through like the story or any PvE activity, you know, the AI is like, okay, I'm getting shot, I'm just going to jump behind this wall over here and not get shot. Then I'll come back out and get shot until I'm dead. It's not very adaptive to what you're doing, but having something that learns how you play is very cool. I would honestly like to see more games try and do it if possible. I understand, when it comes to stuff like that, you have the resources of the hardware, like a console or your PC that you have to work around, so it's not maybe the best idea all the time, but it's definitely something I would like to see more games do.
Yeah, and I mean, the beauty of having games do this is they can be as hard or as easy as the player makes it, depending on what they do.
Right. So that's definitely something I never even thought of too, You take the easy way, you're making the game maybe easier for yourself.
Right.
Try sticking your neck out there and risking it, and maybe you will basically kill yourself. You will be your own demise.
That sounds like a perfect demise.
Oh, shout out to Perfect Demise, by the way.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Whatever he's doing now.
Right. So yeah, I definitely, I think it's, I've said it numerous times already. I think it's cool. I'd like to see more games do it, because a lot of people I know play games for the challenges they present. And if you basically are your own challenge on how to play this game, a lot of people would probably enjoy that, I would assume.
I mean, people enjoy challenges. I mean, I just wrote an article about it.
Man, it's almost like you did just write an article about it. You're right.
Right.
It's certainly not right there on screen.
Right. I mean, you definitely don't want to click the continue reading button.
Yeah, don't click that button right there.
Don't do
don't
that.
Don't click it.
Yeah.
No, you should click it.
Don't read the article.
You should click it.
You should.
So yes, sounds pretty cool. Unless you have anything to say, I believe we could probably start wrapping this up. We didn't have too much to talk about.
No, it seemed to be a slow week.
It was a slow week, and we've been running into that a little bit more lately, but we'll just say
the end of the year always gets slow until like the holiday season, where everything starts coming out again.
Right, and that's where a lot of the holiday releases for games start showing up. So that'll be having more news and that to talk about. Plus, we always do our own game of the year thing. I should really start thinking about possible candidates, even though I've so far only bought one new game this year.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be invited back to do that again this year.
Maybe we'll be. I don't know. Frantic Talks is now under new control.
Under new management. I also wrote an article named that about the Chronicles of Awe like 3 months ago. You should read it.
You should. Definitely should. So, Echo sounds pretty cool. You basically, the game learns how you play, and truly gives a new adaptive difficulty setting. So, if you want to, talk to us about anything we discussed about, tell us how cringe of an episode this podcast was, because I don't know what I'm doing. We'll be glad to have Frantic back next week, hopefully. I'm sorry, Frantic, you're not fired. Alright, but if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter collectively as Frantic_Talks. In the logo, you can see it there. The underscore is implied. You can reach out to... What were you going to say?
Nothing.
Are you sure? You have this...
I definitely didn't just say that you were implied.
You're right, I am implied.
Yeah.
If you want to tell him that he's implied, you can reach out to him as Freakshow187, at Freakshow187 rather. You can reach out to me as at Onyx Spartan, ONYX. Spartan is in the I don't know, whatever sports teams. I'm getting about 4 Spartans.
Like the Spartans.
Like the Spartans, yes.
Yeah.
The
like Caesar's Legion Spartans from Fallout New Vegas.
Never actually got that far into New Vegas. No. I leveled up to like level 5 and never really got anywhere. And I just kept getting killed by a rad scorpion, and I just rage quit the game.
It's a great game. You should definitely go and play it.
I will at some point, because Fallout 4 was the first Fallout game I played in its entirety, and I really liked it. I owned New Vegas before that, but, rage quit.
You should definitely snatch up the Game of the Year edition of Fallout 3.
I believe I've got that as well.
Yeah, that...
I know I have Fallout 3 when I bought Fallout 4. But I don't know if it's the Game of the Year edition or not. Probably not.
No, it's just the base game.
Right. So I need to play Fallout, it sounds like. More Fallout.
Yeah.
More show tunes. Frantic would be happy. Speaking of our fired leader, who's not fired at the end of this episode.
But still totally fired.
Still totally fired. You can hit him up on Twitter at FranticJ3. He'll give you all kinds of stuff. If you tell him that you saw the Punisher trailer and you like it, he'll probably be really happy. You can find us on... let's go Twitch, where we're live usually 3 p.m. Eastern in a much more professional manner than this week's episode. Twitch.tv/Frantic Talks, all one word. Had a brain fart for a minute there, even though I'm looking right at the page. We're usually live 3 p.m. Eastern for the podcast. Usually. Gotta work that usually in there. If you want,
you usually do.
If you want, hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com, Frantic Talks. Go give our page a like 135, I believe it still is. I don't think it's changed since the last time I looked. Other people have. You check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/a bunch of random numbers and letters. Just search Frantic Talks on YouTube. You'll find it. Go give us a subscribe. Get us to 100 subscribers, and we'll be able to give you an actual URL.
If every person that liked the Facebook page would subscribe to the YouTube, we could have a fancy URL.
We could. We really could.
For one subscription a month, you could help us help you by you just typing in youtube.com/Frantic Talks and not just have to search it up.
Right. We also have a Discord channel. I believe that's still our pinned tweet on our Twitter page. If not, just hit either the Frantic Talks account or any of us, and we'll get you an invite to it. But you can join in live there with other people, talk about games and junk. That's what I forgot to mention at the start of this podcast, our typical games and junk. Wow.
Well, I mean, normally Frantic says something and then you say that. And yeah, I mean...
Right.
You were thrown off your game.
Right.
And junk.
There we go. If you want to find any of that information, plus our weekly articles, which we have our weekly columns that come out usually on Wednesdays. The next one up should be Frantic, I believe, and then I'll be writing one the week after that, and then should cycle back to you, Freak Show. But in between then, every Friday we have the Chronicles of Awe, now that they're back, and I highly recommend giving those a read because they are very interesting. The story Freak Show is telling.
Those aren't, that's not every Friday.
Every other Friday.
It's every other Friday now.
Because, let's see if I can scroll down and find the Frantic versus Freak Show. That's an article.
Where I kick Frantic's ass in a booking simulator every week.
Or he kicks yours.
Every other week. No, I'm pretty confident.
Are you?
No, but I'm going to say that I am.
That's good. But yes, in that... So, Chronicles of Awe and FVF, Frantic vs. Freak Show, alternate every other week, so you'll just have to stop in on a Friday and see which one is up. I believe, since Chronicles of Awe just came out this week, it'll be Frantic vs. Freak Show next. But basically you do the same thing in that, where you simulate a month's worth of shows, and post the results and your own storylines in them, correct?
Yeah, it's the same promotion, same roster. It's just Frantic's doing his thing and I do mine, and then the people who read it, give us feedback over who was better.
Right. So, when I give them feedback, just, tweet to the Frantic Talks account, or, tweet to them.
Or if you don't want to hurt Frantic's feelings because mine was better, you can just tweet at me.
Or you could do that too. Man, poor Frantic. Guy's not even here to defend himself, and we're bagging on him.
He's doing better, though. He's learning how to play the game and stuff.
It's true. From what I've gathered from our Kick chat, he is. Except for when he can't give himself a contract.
Yeah. Or when he forgets to set an owner of his own company and then someone else becomes the owner.
Vince McMahon.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, but to find all of that, just simply go to frantictalks.com. That's the mothership. You will find that information there. And if you can't find that at all, 110 times out of 10, Freak Show, what do they do?
Go to your favorite totally non-Ask Jeeves, because that's not around anymore, search engine, and just type in Frantic Talks, and you should be able to find us.
Should be able to. And if you can't, you're glimmer back, guaranteed.
If you can't, you're doing something wrong.
That is correct. That cat behind you is really upset, it looks like. Or it's just moving.
No, she's just moving.
Alright, but I believe that does it for us this week. We should be back to normal next week. I hope I didn't do anything wrong this week. If there's any technical issues, feel free to yell at me. I'm new to this.
Yeah.
I literally just downloaded OBS.
Blame Grunt. I had nothing to do with this.
Right. So, I'm Grunt.
I'm Freakshow.
And we will see you next week.